Notre Dame, Cornell's. I mean Notre Dame, Ohio
All right.
State's the first game, right?
I'm gonna I'm gonna intro this scene real quick. Let's do it. Welcome back to another episode of Stick Talk, guys. We've got a lot to talk about, hence why we're talking that stick. Syracuse pulled it out versus Hopkins. Notre Dame goes down for 2 weeks in a row, and down goes Cornell. What is going on in the lacrosse world? I don't know, but I know what's going on with you listeners. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribing to Stick Talk on all these platforms. I'm talking about Spotify, X, Twitter, whatever. X and Twitter, the same thing. You know what I'm talking about, Instagram. But without further ado, let's get going with Stick Talk.
Go big plays. Tied up, splits the double with 8. She's going to get a shot off each goal. Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir. We are back with another episode of Stick Talk. We've got not the full crew. All right. We got not the full crew. We've got Shane, Brian, and yours truly, Scotty.
Yes, sir.
Diggs is missing, just like my father, but we're still here.
Oh man. Yeah, but is he missing because his prize hurt just because he thought Hopkins was going to win and he didn't? I don't think that's the.
We're talking about Diggs here, right?
Yeah, we are talking about Diggs.
He's like, well, actually, he's a Hopkins fan too.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yes, Diggs is out traveling right now. It's funny how he planned it the week of Hopkins versus Syracuse, but I digress. I'm not going to make it a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, how we doing? Let me check in on you guys.
Man, I'm good. Virginia won, so I'm happy.
I'm glorious. Syracuse won 5-0. One of 2 people to pick Ohio State to win. So yeah,
Okay. I'll tell you this. I'm not doing that well. Okay. I'm not doing that well right now.
Scotty called me on his way home, bro. He was going through it with his picks.
Yeah,
he called me yesterday too. He was like, "Yeah, yeah."
I didn't look. I think I went 0-5 this week. Did I go 0-5 this week?
Nah, we all picked Penn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. All right, 1-4. All right, tough weekend for me. Another reason why it was a tough weekend for me is because I coached these damn club kids at Rutgers, and we got our shit pushed in against UDEL today. So that wasn't a great way to start my weekend or a great way to end my weekend. But I ended up taking a world tour of New Jersey.
Yeah, you did.
D1 lacrosse, which was absolutely phenomenal. So we had our peaks and we had our valleys. And that's the way life goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure is, buddy.
That is. So speaking of peaking, Syracuse might be peaking right now. Syracuse pulls off the big win versus Johns Hopkins. Man, I love the fact that they had that Sunday 2 p.m. slot. Like, this is what I'm talking about, putting the good games, like, away from everybody else. This is awesome. But, Brian, I know you want to go on your tangent right now. Talk that talk, because I know I can't do it any justice, so you do the damn thing.
I'm a kid. See, I got the time up in the corner, so I'm not going to try to go too long. First, shout out Mikey. He did say last week that he was going to miss a pod whether Hopkins won or lost. So I'm not gonna play my boy like that. He told us. Yeah, he told us he was going on this trip with his wife. Like we knew. So enough of that. So Syracuse, we're started here. Shannon, Scotty, take a little trip with me. We're gonna go back in time to March 9th, 2024. Syracuse has lost 2 ranked games. They lost to Maryland. Tell me if any of this sounds familiar. They lost to Maryland, the Michael Leo Goldmouth game last year. They blew a lead to Army, lost to Army, both in the Dome. Tell me if this sounds familiar. The talk is Syracuse can't score against highly ranked teams. Syracuse is not back. Joey Spallina can't score. Syracuse isn't good. Gary Gate can't coach. Fast forward a year later, it is also March 9th, 2025. Them boys went in the dome and said, a word. Oh, all right. Oh, all right. We're going to walk in 2 losses against ranked teams. Maryland, okay, Maryland got Houston's number. I'll admit that. And then they lost again to, now I'm blanking, to, who they lose to? Who's the other team they lost to? They lost to Maryland
Harvard.
and,
Harvard.
yes, and Harvard, yeah. And Harvard. So to talk again, Syracuse can't score against ranked teams. They can't dodge. Their offense only looks cute, blah, 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 blah. Walked into the dome, did their thing. So first we talk about the defense real quick. Played super well. Billy Dwan had one of them performances where I'm him. Nick Collison, you're on Billy Dwan Island. You bought a one-way ticket. I'm going to see you later.
Mm.
Riley Figueres played well. There was an Ealer that played for Russell Melendez being out. He played really well. Riley Figueres guarded him really well. He had a couple of moments, but halted their defense. The player I want to talk about, the person who I harp all the time, the best short stick defensive midfielder in the country, Carter Rice, put Shaw Vet on a milk carton.
On a
Shane.
milk carton.
Shane,
Jesus.
if you're a short stick, because what did he have? Like 4 or 5 goals against UVA. He was dodging. He looked good. So if Syracuse's strategy, because they switched it up in the second half, was we're going to put our best defensive midfielder on you and see what happens. Carter Rice put that boy in the milk carton. That's not, and I'm not saying anything negative about Shaw Vet, but this is what I'm talking about when people are like, oh, is Ramsey for Notre Dame? It could be, but this is what I'm talking about with Carter Rice, where he said, I'm going to go on their best shooter. Have a good night. Go scroll Instagram. You're doing nothing the rest of the game. Offense stepped up. They were sloppy at moments, but you're dealing with Finn Thompson's being out, arms in the sling. Jackson Burwhistle, who's a 5th-year senior, still out, so they're figuring out. So they're shuffling players. Trey Deers playing playing midfield the whole season. Now you're going to start at attack. Cordes came in, absolutely cooked, 2-2, 100% shooting. Offense did everything that they were supposed to do. That's a solid Hopkins team. Hopkins defense played solid. But their Achilles heel is they have an offense that's very like, okay, we have to pretty much do everything right. As long as our defense plays well, we'll play well. And the defense played well, but Syracuse did enough things, right? People will be, oh, Joey was quiet. That fourth quarter is when everybody stepped up because Joey had the 2 assists in the fourth quarter. And the shifting moment, which I was saying was for the game and partially going towards their season, was a hidden ball trick that Joey had, where it's just something it happened and people were like, it was just a hidden ball trick. It wasn't just a hidden ball trick. It's something clicked where it's just like that switch went off. They got a little pep in their sweat. The swag came back in the offense. So yeah, it's to be expected. They needed a top 10 win and they got it.
They needed it. You know the narrative, and they finally beat the narrative a little bit. But are you guys saying that Cuse is all the way back now?
So my thing with that is define back, because we knew that they're going to be good.
I think back would mean like a Final Four contender.
Yeah, I already had the video out. I have my receipts. I think Syracuse is going to win a national championship.
No bias?
No.
Objectively looking.
Yeah, because looking again, because the thing this year with is Maryland right now is Maryland. I would say Princeton and everybody else is because Syracuse has the most continuity. They have most of their players and coming back because they have less players filling in the roles they're not used to than everybody else in the country.
Mm. I think it did stink.
Objectively.
I think it did stink that Hopkins did not have Melendez, but we can't even put that on it because the kid that replaced Melendez had like a hat trick.
Yeah. Is it Eller? Eiler? I'm not sure. 100%.
Eiler.
Okay. Yeah. No disrespect.
California kid.
Yeah, I
nice.
thought of you when he said that. Yeah, when they said that, Shane, 'cause I was like, I had to text Shane to ask how he is, and he played well, and
He's nice.
Figueres guarded him, so arguably Cuse's best on-ball defenseman, and they went at it. He played really well.
Yeah, so I know you're happy as hell about that game. Listen, I was going with Hopkins because I was like, oh, McCool had a bad game that one time. So
55% saved to 55% save percentage.
I said. That Hopkins offense is going to try to tear him apart.
I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Watching Hopkins, I was like, okay. Well, first of all, Virginia's not there yet, and Hopkins beat them by 1. Okay.
Mhm.
Not to mention the thing that has plagued Hopkins a lot is that they don't quite have it all figured out offensively. They don't quite have it all figured out. Where is Melendez going to be? Where's Collison? Like between those two, if you kind of don't really know, and everybody else is just kind of filling in gaps, if you don't really know what's going on between those two, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because you're gonna have to force a lot of guys who are not ready, perhaps not ready, to have to step up against a top 10 team. And I was like, not to mention I was watching the parts of the game. Hughes's offensive goals were just like some of them were just grittier. They were just gritty goals. They
Wanted it
willed the
more.
ball. Yeah, they willed the ball in the back of the net. And you could see it. You could see it. I mean, Michael Leo had one. Not Michael Leo. Was it Michael Leo? No.
Oh, the one with Luke Roa, where he kind of got
Luke Roa. Yeah, Luke Roa
kinda
got a
clotheslined and then under-
and then still got checked. Ball still came up top left corner near side. Yeah, you wanted that ball to go in. And the first goal they had was basically falling. I'm like, dude, they just wanted it more. They wanted to win more. They have a little bit more juice. And I mean, Billy Dawn, oh my gosh, the little fake twist shot, roll backhand flip
Yep.
over to a near side, like a low
was the
angle
first
shot
goal.
from Joey Spalletta. I was like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
The presence
Dawn
of
is
mind
nice.
to see guys coming at you, still be able to flip the ball over to an open man and then be able to score off of that. Yeah. I was like,
Yeah, man, he bought because I want people to know how difficult it is. Shay knows to be a close defenseman, and then it's like shifting your brain where now I have to guard somebody coming out of the box because that's just where you're guarding and how you're playing is so much different.
Yeah,
Guarding somebody from attack that's playing midfield. I was like, man, listen, this is
it's
why we talk
different.
about Billy Dwyer so much, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
see,
different.
I see my boy Alvy in the comments saying Cuse got lucky. Alvy, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I think teams don't really get lucky, especially at that top level like this. You can't put a game on luck.
No,
Talking about Hopkins and Syracuse.
not
But
sustainable. I don't. I hard disagree with that.
See, this is where this is where we just yapping for the sake of yapping. What's not sustainable?
Yeah,
What
they're
did
making
Syracuse
plays.
what did Syracuse do in this game that they haven't done the entire season?
But going off of that Syracuse game, you're right. Billy Dwan, the man. He's nice.
He's the man. He's the
Oh,
man.
Rice, I see you, bro.
Yeah, he was the man. He was handling business. So like,
But you know who's not the one? Notre Dame anymore, man.
uh,
Notre Dame lost 2 games in a row.
Hey, top tier in the nation. You are top tier in the nation for that. And I'll take that to the bank. Nobody can hold a candle to that. You are very good at it. It's impressive. Every week. I don't know how you do it, but you do it.
Oh, my brain's working today. Might be because of these maze, but
Yeah. Yo.
Notre Dame lost a second game in a row. Like, this is crazy to me because we put Notre Dame on this pedestal as in they should be the number 1 team because they're the national champions from last year. Keyword from last year. Okay. What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
We said this weeks ago, though. Remember?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
We did say this weeks ago.
We also knew that they weren't the same team, but I think a lot of people were like, "No, trust me, they are the same team." What? Do you see what they lost?
There's no way they could be. And it's 2 words. Liam Entenmann
Changes the whole game.
You can't. Yeah. Especially like for I mean they kept one of the Kavanaughs. Gosh, what's his name in the middle? Oh gosh, it's so cool. It's number 13. I can see him, but I can't. I don't remember his name. Jake Taylor. You got Jake Taylor coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, it's theoretically should be all there, but Liam Entenmann. Liam Entenmann. Liam
Yep.
Entenmann. Liam Entenmann.
Nah,
You can't.
just a 5-star. Then you're gonna replace him, but just because he had a 5-star, that you were gonna replace the best goalie in college lacrosse since John Galloway.
Hey, did you also not see him handle business for the Atlas this year? Are we just pretending like, oh, he was just a great college goalie? And no. I think there's not a single person on lacrosse Twitter that could successfully argue that Liam Entenmann should not have won, or should have. First of all, Liam Entenmann should have won the Tewaaraton, and he would have been the first goalie to win the Tewaaraton. Would have loved that, but he didn't. And I don't think anybody on lacrosse Twitter can argue that he should have been that guy. So now that he's gone, there's no way Notre Dame's going to be the exact same team. There's no way. And it's just, I mean, and it's funny is because like I was telling Scotty yesterday, I was like, all of the games that we pick on are like the ones that have the most amount of like, okay, Brian's picking this team, Diggs is picking this team, like if there's, it's really like kind of a toss up. The last 2 weeks, all of those games that have multiple of each of us picking a different team, all of those games are like 1-goal games.
Yeah.
They're close. They could be decided at any point. And in this instance, Ohio State's game, that was decided in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
let's talk about them those Ohio State boys.
No, I know where this was going, man. I know where this was going, and I was like, damn, you're about to give BVB the walk the dog again, because BVB, you put them on anybody, man. That's just
go home, mom,
guaranteed
dad.
zeros.
Mom, dad, turn the game off. Don't.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Yeah,
it's over. And
no, that's a grown
tough
man
matchup for Cav. Also, though, we talked about this earlier. If you guys want to take a look at our previous episode where I posed a question. Do you think it's fair that Notre Dame's ranked number 1, even though they don't play any of these games? And it's like 2 weeks into the season. And I think finally it's starting to come into the picture where they have this 11, 12 game regular season where these other teams start to get their wheels going. And Notre Dame is just starting to figure it out as the year's going on. They've got a tough schedule for the rest of the year. And like they don't have any time to just like try to figure it out. They got to come into the season with it figured out.
Yeah.
And when I was watching this game, I see Tari in the comments saying, watching it live, that they just didn't look good. I got the same reaction, man. They just didn't look that good. And I know we hesitate on the name, but Tasty played his ass off too. Big Tasty
he
played phenomenal for Ohio State. So
their defense is good. That's the reason why, because I didn't pick them to be contrarian. Because Shane and I were talking about before we started recording, it's when I do my picks, I think of, for me, my brain goes in defense, and I'm like, how are they going to match up? And then I kind of build out from there. So I'm like, the best player and the 2 best players on the field are both defensemen, Sean Light, Bobby Van Buren. And I'm like, Ohio State doesn't beat you. When I remember a few weeks ago, I said they're Maryland Lights, LITE. They don't have one specific player that you can key on. They have a bunch of dudes where we can get a goal or 2 from you, and we're going to play good defense. Bobby Van Buren's better at playing lacrosse than Chris Kavanaugh is. That's not being disrespectful. It is what it is. So I said he's going to win that matchup 100%. I said they have Cullen Brown's been balling out. So they're either going to put him on Taylor or they're going to kind of have him roam around. They have really good defensive midfielders. Blake Island, baller. Ari Allen played offense for them for 3 years, and now he's playing defense. And Bobby Van Buren shuts down their best offensive player, and their midfield couldn't produce anything. And then Caleb Fayok is now, it's because it's like that bump when you're from freshman to sophomore year where the ball looks a little bit bigger. You're not, you give up a goal or 2 here and there, there's nothing that you really worry about. And he balled out. And the funniest part of this whole thing is, like, there was 2 people, because I didn't look super hard, but from my research that I looked, it was myself. And guess who the only other person that made picks publicly was? The only other person that picked Ohio State to win were not Ohio State alumni. It was Chris Hogan, who was the celebrity picker for Lacrosse magazine.
Let's lacrosse. Yeah. Okay.
Ohio State.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this.
Then
I
they
want to
want to
talk
come to
about
the
this.
party. Now you want okay, nah, dog. You
Let's
wasn't
talk
with us.
about
Nah,
this
you
because
yeah.
I'm gonna start talking about other lacrosse podcasts because I can't talk about other lacrosse podcasts.
Gotta talk about it.
Listen, the great thing about running a podcast is that I get to pick my own games. And I know with my bias, I would pick Rutgers for every single game.
Correct.
If Rutgers was playing
Every single game.
every single game, if Rutgers was playing against the Olympic team, guess who I'm picking?
Rutgers.
Rutgers. But
Garbage
guess what I'm
play.
not doing? I'm not putting them on the damn pick'ems. I'm not putting them on the damn pick'ems. Right? Now,
Don't put yourself in that position.
I'm not putting myself in that position. Right? I'm thinking 2 steps ahead. Now, for my boys Mitch and Hoagie having a tough time picking against your alma mater?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy. And then they're going to walk back on campus being like, hey,
it's going to be a little.
my bad, boy.
Nah, dog, don't come in the group chat. Nah.
It's like, yo,
What happened was, my fault because the way my contract set up, you see what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying? Because, but y'all, I'm still rock with y'all, man. Y'all got them boys right. Yeah, I'm still a Buckeye, man.
Hey,
Ohio State, man.
It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's just work. It's just work.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
I'd be like, nah, dog, go be a social media influencer. You ain't on nah, dog.
Go hang with Notre Dame.
You're taking off that Buckeye off your helmet, bro. Exactly. What you talking about? Right? What is that? Hey, bro. I saw that and I was like, ooh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's even crazier that they won. It wouldn't be a big deal if they didn't win, but also still, you got to have blind loyalty towards your alma mater, especially if you played there. Dude, and you know what's crazy is that, again, like you said, I didn't play at UVA. You didn't play at Rutgers. Brian didn't play at Syracuse. It doesn't matter. I literally picked UVA and I go, yeah, it's UVA. And then in parentheses, I'm like, we might lose this game. like plain and simple. But I got to pick UVA because I'm a UVA fan. And that's
exactly.
And it does not go deeper than that. But what's crazy is that it does go deeper than that for you.
Yeah.
And you didn't pick it. That's crazy.
Yo, if I'm like one of the Ohio State players, if you like, retweet, or put on your reels anything of Ohio State winning, nah, dog.
Yeah,
I'm out on
that way.
Nah.
You dig switching sides. You go from the Red Wings back to that. Nah, dog.
Hey. And you know what? You're not here to go that way. If you listen to this podcast, just know he on your head, bro.
Damn, dog. You really dog digs right there. I knew we were gonna start dogging digs.
You know the Hopkins, man. Paul Raven hurt, K18 hurt. I see. Y'all thought y'all was gonna just slide. You knew the jokes were coming.
They were getting dogged. But speaking of the dogs, the Bulldogs, the Yale Bulldogs beat Denver this weekend. Yale making some noise, right? Where we were kind of buying out of Yale with an upsetting year this whole year so far, and now they beat what number 15 Denver.
Yeah, that's a farce, by the way. Number 15, who?
Yeah, I don't even think they're
number 15. Who?
I thought somebody Yale is not good, but then
Number 15, who? Denver has not been good.
Same thing from last year, right? Don't make the assumption. Because remember when we picked against Denver? And it was why y'all going to... Bruh, it's a new year.
It's a brand new year.
Yesterday's price is not today's
It's not today's price.
That's Notre Dame's slogan.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, dude. I mean, great. Shouts out to Yale. Congratulations. You still have a real uphill battle in the Ivy. And you know who, speaking of, we're not going to go deep into it, but you know who kind of climbing up that might could say something later on? Dartmouth
I
is
saw them pull that win out, man.
Dartmouth might be saying a little something.
We might be calling that
a
too
couple.
early, though. We might be calling that too early.
Hey, I'm not saying that they doing nothing crazy. I'm just saying they might be a little something there because I'm just saying they solid anyway. But they still got an uphill battle. They still got to go through. Still got to go through Harvard. Still got to go through Princeton, and still definitely got to go through Cornell. Boy, it's going to be a struggle for you if you're trying to do something great. Not saying that you can't pull it out. You can't eke out some wins later on in the season, but it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good.
At least they showed fight because I thought it was a wrap for you.
Yeah.
Those parents pay way too much damn money for them to wrap it up this early.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
You better make it work.
They got that exclusive bottle of red wine they're waiting to open at the next game, so they got to make sure it's
Joe Tsai said, "I'll take this whole building from you guys."
Yeah, quickly. You out of your mind?
I will put the Connecticut Sun in there so fast.
Crazy. Crazy. Those Ivy Leagues though do well. Some of them didn't do well this weekend, and it was Cornell who didn't do well this weekend. Cornell lost against Penn State. Man, I was watching this game.
Trainer.
Yes, and wait, we not just one attackman. It was virtually 3 attackmen that weren't playing for Penn State. Like they had their second attack line in the game.
Yeah,
and Penn State ended up pulling that thing out. Man, I turned the game off for a second because I was like, Cornell's winning this. It's a 4-goal game. And then for some reason, Penn State just kept on sticking around. And you keep that dog around for too long, it's going to eat that snack. And that's exactly what happened, man.
Oof. Hey, Penn State wants to, if they should be as hungry as possible for the fact that they got robbed of an opportunity versus Duke 2 years ago. They should still remain as hungry as possible. And if that's not a sign that, look, game ain't over until it's really over. If they learned that lesson, there are people on that team right now that learned that lesson the hard way. So not surprised, but again, 1-goal game, man. He just gave you, when it comes down to it, it's crazy to think about. Like,
yes,
it's crazy.
Yes. Now it says a lot about Cornell with the way they lost this damn game, though.
Yeah.
Because
same thing.
That is the ultimate meltdown, man. This is what's that meme? It's like 28-3 or 21-3. The Patriots versus Falcons. This might be that.
Yeah, 28-3. Yeah.
This might be that. How the hell do you give up the lead?
Dude. That game, that 28-3 game, and I'll never forget this, was the High Point versus UNC game last year. That was 28-3. If you watch that game from the jump, you were like, yeah, UNC's about to handle this, and then High Point just comes out with it, bro.
Yeah.
But that 28, but still, it was 12-8 with I think it was 3 minutes left in the fourth or something like that.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. I'd hate to be them in conditioning tomorrow.
Because it's the same thing. Because remember, it was the same thing because last year their offense was good. And now it's Cornell's. It was, remember, everybody was like Cornell, Princeton, Notre Dame, and then everybody else. And those are the 3 of the 4 Final Four teams. And again, Brian, why you pick against Cornell? Who has Cornell played? They're not playing Hobart right now.
Yeah,
it's different. Where if I'm a Penn State fan, I'm excited because it's we just beat a top 5 team without our starting attack.
Scary.
Teams don't care about the ranking in front of you.
Yeah.
Again, you got it. All this Cornell talk. I'm not saying I know Cornell's not going to be good, but you played a team that you threw some punches and they punched right back.
Yeah. Punch them right in the throat. Shout out to Rutgers transfer to Penn State, Jack Amone. 2 goals for Penn State. I don't want to say he's the reason Penn State won, but some might say he is.
That was a great win for Penn State.
Some might say he is.
Hey, I'm just saying. And that was a hell of a game, though. It ain't over until the fat lady sings. I'm trying to tell y'all. It really ain't over until the fat lady sings. So I'm going to recap some of these scores. We could, of course, talk about some of these games. You know what? Before I recap some of these games, let me tell you about my day on Saturday, right? Because my girl left me. I was at the crib by myself. So I decided to act up a little bit. Yep. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go check
around
out
New Jersey.
all New Jersey Division I men's lacrosse teams. And I woke up at 7 o'clock, drove an hour down to Monmouth University. Let me tell you how pretty this Monmouth campus is. Monmouth University is right by the beach. And, I just get nostalgia because I'm a beach guy. I love going to the beach. I walked into Monmouth Stadium, beautiful. Yeah, they got the stands on one side, and that's what lacrosse needs. We don't need those big-ass stands on both sides. We need it just on one side, all right? Because we're lacrosse players. What I loved about Monmouth was during every break, they were playing house music, and we were just pumping the fist the whole I was like, oh, yeah, it's 10 a.m., but I'm ready to rock right now, yeah. And then after the Monmouth game, or at halftime, I ended up leaving the Monmouth game. Monmouth ended up losing to VMI, but whatever. They were winning when I was there. Let that point remain. I ended up going to the NJIT game versus Wagner.
Let's go, baby. Wagner, now, let me tell you something. I was watching it. I was watching closely. I really was.
Let me tell you. I was scared I was going to get shanked at that game because I was like, I don't want these Negroes thinking that I'm Shane. Like, I ain't say it. I ain't say nothing.
I got no beef with Wagner.
But
hey, I stand on business, bro. I stand on it too.
When I pulled up to this game, I saw the game was pretty damn tight, and I was like, damn, they might have heard what Shane was saying, man. Somebody put a fire into their ass. And
build some more material, never hurt anybody, bro.
Stick talk
put that video up, put it on replay, keep running. First of all, run up them plays. Run up them plays.
Facts.
Second of all, you watching the video, and if me sitting in California, I'm not gonna say my state because I don't know y'all folks. I don't know how deep you roll, but I remind in the exact city. You just know I'm in California. And you all the way in New Jersey. And me telling you that you just some facts. You ain't had a winning season. You now 0-7. I'm trying to say. Look, I want to believe y'all can do it. That's the thing. I'm not sitting here to cut you down or anything. I want to see you do well, actually. I want to see you do very well. I want to see everybody on that team do whatever it takes so that the next year y'all can get more than 6 wins. Set a record, shock the world. Who cares? I think you can still do it.
They're not shocking the world anytime soon. All right, Shane.
Oh, hey, y'all heard
NJIT.
He said that, not me. I still want you to win.
The boys from Jersey ended up taking that game away 12-11. Roll Tech. And then the Rutgers game was at 7 o'clock. So from 2 to 7, I had nothing to do. So what did I do? I drove my ass all the way down to Princeton and started tailgating at 4 o'clock for this Rutgers game. Yeah, it's funny because I don't have a kid. I didn't play for the Rutgers program. But at the tailgate, you don't know the damn difference, bro. I'm at the tailgate shaking parents' hands, smiling at people. How we doing? Long time no see. Like, you cool if I put my drinks in your cooler? Like, those are we all family.
That's your folks.
In the club, we all fam.
Hey, that's crazy.
It was a great time at the Rutgers tailgate, and then we went into the Princeton game, Rutgers versus Princeton. Rutgers stuck with Princeton for a good amount of time.
That was a surprisingly good game.
Yeah, surprisingly good game, but then Princeton started running away with that game as they should have. All right, Princeton ended up winning that game 11-5. Now,
Coulter Mackesy, bro, dog.
Every single time I looked down, Coulter Mackesy scored, and they played that same damn song. I forget what the song was, but I was hearing the same song every time Coulter scored, and I was like, this guy's the truth. Somebody
does he have a goal? Does he have a goal song, or is it a song they play after every goal?
I think he has a goal song.
Oh, that's
tough.
That is tough. I love goal songs, because when I was at Kane, we didn't have goal songs. We had some a cougar noise.
Oh.
And it was a whack ass cougar. Low key, this cougar's a bitch, right? But when I remember one time. was like, nah, yo. How this my second goal and I'm like embarrassed about it,
Oh, God.
But
Oh.
at we played against a school, FDU. I'll tell you what, yo. Their goal song was the John Cena song. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, no, that goes.
Yo, nothing pumped that team up and nothing lowered our morale more than when every time that ball hit the back of the net, that song started playing and we packed it in.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's just one of those. But enough of D3 lacrosse. We don't talk about Division 3 here. Let's bring it back to the scoreboard. All right, Maryland stomps on Delaware this weekend. At least somebody did. 14-3. Virginia beats Towson 11-6.
Let's go, baby.
Army does their thing against Holy Cross. We got the Army versus the Christians. That's crazy. 17-4. And
that's crazy. Like, what?
It's also funny how in the beginning of the week we were like, the slate kind of sucks, but now we're looking at the slate. The slate didn't go any way you expected this thing to go.
No.
Besides Brian.
I was gonna say, went the way I thought.
I can't relate to you.
Hey, Brian is having a time right now. I was thinking of you, Brian. I was like, this has to be you right now. I'm gonna pull up the video right now of you. This is you. This is you right now. The whole weekend you were on cloud 9. And I was like, Brian, why is this so you right now? Here we go. Check it out.
Who's the man? You're the man. Strong. Black man.
Facts. Yep. That was me pulling up, bro. R.I.P. to Goat Birdie back. Yeah, man.
R.I.P. man.
I just see you walking around your house singing that the whole time, Brian. I mean, yeah, I'll keep it a buck. Every time I go 5-0 in something, which is not a lot, but when I do, people be like, "Why you glowing today, Scotty?" Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Ohio State, Penn State had you. Ohio State, your own alumni wasn't rocking with you, but the boy from Syracuse was.
Shoot,
that's crazy. Brian, you got any shit to talk about going 5-0, Brian, or you good?
Nah, Brian knows ball, bro.
It sure does.
Ain't nobody tweet you this weekend. Brian doesn't know lax.
Man, my mentions was pretty clear to this week.
Yeah, now they hiding for real. They were like, man, I don't know about it. Shoot.
Verbal mean Arthur with the closed fist.
Right?
Yeah,
they just waiting there. Like, I can't wait. When's our next ranked game? When's the ranked team again? Don't worry about it. They got six of their last 7 games ranked teams. Well, y'all find me again, I'm sure.
Boy, let me tell you something. Don't let Syracuse win the national championship, boy.
Brian will be insufferable.
Yeah, insufferable.
I'm gonna be like,
insufferable.
We actually can't go this week after the national championship.
Yeah.
I'm changing the logo. It's gonna say Syracuse Talk, bro.
Right? Syracuse Talk. We're changing colors and everything.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Well, let's talk about these because I think this was a big debate this weekend. Let's talk about these Air Force helmets that were being used by Air Force this week. Tell me how you guys feel about it. I know this is usually a digs type thing, but you guys got style too. Like I don't know too much about them. What did you guys think of those Air Force helmets?
You pull them up or no?
Yeah, I'll pull them up right here. What do you think of this?
Why did they look so much different in the video than they did in actual, like, real time? I thought they were solid. It was they usually do something. So my thing is, like, I'm glad that they tried something over not doing anything. Because, like, I remember a couple years ago they did the Tuskegee Airmen. So, like, they do stuff.
What's the debate about? Is it that it doesn't?
Are they nice? Do you like them?
Yeah, like it's cool. It's different. I mean, it means something. And it's not just like a stock. Like they got the red strap on the chin strap. They've got some chrome decals. Like it's not just there was actually thought and design put into this. Like I don't understand. It would be one of those things where after this game or after whenever they're done using this helmet, they'll put it up on a mantle and it'll look sick. Like I don't what is there to even to say? It's dope.
Objectively looking, let's say it doesn't have any meaning or anything, but you look at the helmet. Would you be like, all right, that's a nice helmet?
I don't
Yeah.
know I don't know if I would say if it doesn't have any meaning, but like the fact that it's Air Force it makes it more dope for me. I don't know
No,
how I would feel if I saw
I
like
see what Scotty's saying. Basically, if you take the Air Force off of it and you just like walk past and saw the helmet, yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're in a world where everybody's doing those like white bread mayonnaise sandwich helmets versus white lid, white
Mhm.
jaw, white face mask, white chin strap. Oh, we're gonna put just a
a
little
slap a
decal on the
sticker on
corner.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the Dexter Pro got half these schools and they got them in design hell. So I rock with it because they tried something and usually, like I said,
Yeah.
they do it every year. It's a one-off thing. They're probably auction off the helmets and like give it to like Wounded Warriors or something. So
Yeah, it's dope. I think like as a little piece of material, I think it's dope. I think when it's all said and done, and so these players get to walk away with that helmet, I think they'll like it'll look sick.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked sick on TV too. But you know,
Well, I'm glad you thought Air Force had nice gear, but you know who has the best gear? It's lax.com. Whether you're gearing up for the season, you need fresh gloves, or just want to flex on your teammate with the latest gear, lax.com has you covered. They've got everything from heads to shafts to apparel and training essentials. And here's the best part. They got pros on deck to string your stick exactly how you like it. So no more excuses about why you missed the damn net. Oh, and don't worry, you'll have that stick right after you order it. We got fast shipping over there at lax.com. Again, that's lax.com, where players get their gear. Shout out
love it.
to lax.com, guys.
wow,
Shout out the sponsors.
Right.
wow.
Crazy. Now let's talk about some PLL news.
Mm,
There was a lot of stuff going on in the PLL this
there was a
week.
lot.
Free
Hey,
agency is, I don't know if it's because I feel like I'm more involved or what, but I feel like free agency this year has been a little rowdy.
Yeah.
But I like it. We need this. We need
Mhm.
this. The biggest
Mhm.
one of the week was the Rob Pennell one.
Oh,
I
Now,
can't wait to talk about this with two Woods fans. I'm so excited.
new segment called Lax.calm down
oh,
is
Yeah.
where I'm going to talk about something y'all need to calm down about. And I think you guys need to calm down about this Rob Pennell leaving the Redwoods if you're a Redwoods fan. Calm down on it. Yes, Rob Pennell is a great player. We know he's a great player. He is an aging player also. How long has he been in the league, bro?
475 years, bro.
He was in college when I was in college, so that
So he graduated in like 76. So this guy in the league for too damn long. All right.
I walked right into that.
Man.
Apparently I'm a beautiful 49-year-old man. Good God.
Hey, black don't crack. Don't forget.
What I'm saying,
Man, that melanin is melanin.
what I'm saying is, yo, I, as a Redwoods fan, am not upset that Rob Pennell is not on the Redwoods anymore.
Nope.
Why would this man had the most touches on the Redwoods, right? Did we have the best offense on the Redwoods?
No.
Absolutely not. I'm saying blow the whole damn thing up.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And get us a goalie while you're at it.
Yeah,
Go ahead and do that.
Yo, the elevate goalie still the foot with
Yeah, just go get that spray paint from Home Depot and get an elevate goalie, paint that man green, and we'd be good.
So what I'm saying is y'all need to calm down about Rob Pennell not being on the Redwoods anymore. Hey, Redwoods are going to be just fine with or without Rob Pennell.
Oh, yep.
That's
Sure will.
great hat, Shane. And we're going to do another calm down. I think y'all need to calm down about Notre Dame. I might be different than you guys here, though, because I think a lot of people are buying out of Notre Dame yet. I still believe that Notre Dame's going to be their Final Four weekend for some reason. There's something in me that thinks Notre Dame is going to be there. They're going to figure it out. I think Corrigan has a way with these guys to progress his team throughout the year. Even though they have that short-ass regular season, I think they're going to find a way to figure it out. So if you think Notre Dame is ass because they lost against Ohio State and they lost against who was the other one they lost against? And they lost against who did they lose against last week?
Let me look it up. I'm looking it up right now. They lost to Maryland. The 1-2 game.
Okay. If they lost, we're bugging. If you're buying out of Notre Dame because they lost against Maryland and Ohio State, relax. Notre Dame will figure it out. They'll be just fine. I'm not out on the Irish yet.
All right, let's look. But hold on. I agree. Let's look. Let's go down their schedule real quick. They got Michigan. I think that's a dub. They got Duke. That's not going to be an easy dub. They got Syracuse
at the Dome, though.
That's going to be a toughie. I don't know about that.
No, Notre Dame's taking that.
Huh?
Notre Dame's taking that right now. I'm calling it.
That's bait.
That's bait. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah,
you guys in the comments right now. You guys in the comments right now. Let me know right now what you guys think. Syracuse or Notre Dame? And there is recency bias right here.
There's a lot of recency bias. Virginia's after that. Virginia's winning that game 15-2. North Carolina, that's potentially a loss. Penn, that's a win, hopefully. So they got a tough road. They got a very tough road. I don't know if it's
Carolina.
You think they're going to beat North Carolina?
Sean Lake about to put Owen Duffy in the blender, bro.
What about Petro Boomin?
Yeah, Petro Boomin got to have 8 goals for that to be a game. No,
Petro Boomin can have 8 goals.
The way North Carolina plays offense is perfect for the way Notre Dame plays defense. Like that, they play exactly how Notre Dame would want them to play because you have 2 players that take all of your shots. We got you. But yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
All right. It's not even that bold of a take.
Sean Lake's better than your best offensive player. Yep, I'm taking Notre
Dame. Grimes says Syracuse and Goog says Notre Dame. So who knows who's going to win that one? It's going to be a good one. I see a lot of people in the comments right now. I see Brian said Notre Dame. Nolan said Notre Dame. Hey, man. See? Okay, I guess a lot of people are on my wave still. I guess a lot of people still ain't buying stock on Syracuse yet.
It doesn't cue haters because if you're between the ages of like 25 and 40, they ruined your childhood from when they win national championships. That's why. Haters, man.
Brian's on his stool right now. I'm gonna let him.
He deserves it.
Yeah, we got to let him.
1976.
Crazy. Yeah. But going back to the
relax
PLL stuff. Okay, I'm done with the lax dot. Calm down.
Can I say one thing about that Fidel trade?
Go ahead.
Can I say relax to Whip Snakes fans who are doing mental gymnastics and acting like y'all got a 25-year-old Rob Pennell? Like, why am I seeing somebody talking about Rob Pennell going to the Terps? The Maryland Whip Snakes. Why are we equating Rob Pennell at this point being like Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers?
No.
Where does Rob Pennell in this Whip Snakes offense make sense? Because we're going to keep it a buck. You have TJ Malone, you have Levi Anderson, and you just traded for Matt Brando. And then you still have Matt Rambo.
Yep.
Is he coming out the box? Oh.
What?
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Woods won that. 100%. I'm glad. Hey, take him. We're good because we need some space. We need to open it up, get some fresh blood in there.
Yeah, like everybody said, that's Shaq to the Celtics. That's what that's T-Mac when he played for the Knicks. I got you.
Wait, somebody made a crazy analogy too. Somebody said a funny ass analogy. It's like, did they say like Celtic Shack or something?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It
That's
is.
that's gold, man. That
That's
makes
D
me
Wade.
laugh.
That's D Wade with the Bulls. Like, because like you don't have to do these mental gymnastics to tell yourself that this trade is gonna work.
Now, before we change topics here, I also wanted to talk about Zed Williams.
Oof.
Speedy recovery, bro.
Speedy recovery. This is when like the lacrosse economics, I guess, sucks because these guys have to play year round and they get no break, right? No break, no time to really recover. And then when one gets hurt in the NLL, then they can't play in the PLL.
I hate that for him.
This is
that being such a great guy and a great player and just got traded to the Water Dogs. It's like, damn, man, what timing to get hurt.
This is why, again, we've had this conversation. We kind of go back and forth on it. Why I say the PLL needs to play in the same season as college lacrosse. Give these boys a year after college to just recover, to spend their time, so that they can all come back in as all of the going directly from college, which by the way starts really in like August for college lacrosse, Division I college lacrosse, going all the way until May, and then if they get drafted, they play until September, and then they're playing box. It's literally there's almost no break.
Yeah,
other
Shane,
than that's crazy.
They can't ever play on the same season as the college lacrosse.
Why not?
Because the same people who are dressed in the Chaos or Atlas uniform are the same people who are coaching on the sideline of Notre Dame and Maryland. Those guys can't be doing all that. If that was the deal, you cut off a lot of the player pool for the PLL. Wait. Now it's the same thing with like the WLL, where like these players couldn't take off to be in the champ series. Like Sam Apuzzo, for example, like couldn't take off of work, so she has to coach rather than play in a professional league.
Right.
But would we have this problem if professional lacrosse players got paid whatever the amount of money they needed to? No. But are we at the point in lacrosse where that can happen? Also no.
Right.
So that's why I feel like it's best that it's in the summer, because a lot of these players aren't coaching like youth lacrosse anymore. Like, yeah, they go to college right to the PLL.
Yeah.
But it's just so tough because if you're not coaching, you're playing in NLL if you're trying to make a living out of this stuff. So
yeah, and even if they got paid more, that takes me as one of those dudes where like even if he made like $200,000 a year in the PLL, he'd still play indoors and vice versa. Like he's just one of them dudes that just loves the ball.
Yeah,
that's why like I hate it. I like if you're a Water Dogs fan, I hate it for y'all. But just like you said, he's a good dude. And like a ruptured Achilles is bad, so it's like I know people are like,
tore mine. It's bad.
You tore it?
Yeah, I tore my left Achilles, and it is that's a long, especially as you get older, that's a long road, and I guarantee you he's not going to be the same.
Damn.
Is it safe to say, because people were saying maybe he can come back like towards the end of this? Okay, yeah, because you did it, you've gone through it, so yeah, I didn't think so either.
He about to pull that Aaron Rodgers last year.
Or not even that. If you remember, because Adrian Peterson, when he says he was a superhuman and recovered in 4 months and then ran for 2,000 yards like 6 months later. But okay, yeah, okay, that's it.
I mean, AP probably went to Germany to get that little sweet treatment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know if Zed doing that.
You know where else Adrian Peterson went? Bankrupt. He went bankrupt. So
he did?
Yeah, he went bankrupt. Big time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. I read a whole article about him taking out loans and whatever. We're not talking about AP, okay? We're not going to talk about AP here, but we can talk about who walked that dog, Brian.
I was like, do I want to be a homer? And we can talk about Carter Rice as walk that dog, but I talked about him in the first part. So Scotty already gave it away. Walk that dog goes to Bobby Van Buren and the Ohio State defense. I said weeks ago before the season started, Notre Dame got to prove to me that y'all who everybody says that you are. I said Liam Enterman, we talked about the Liam Enterman part, but I said Chris Kavanaugh, everybody was telling me he's better than Joyce Polina. He's up there with CJ Kurz. He's better than Coulter McAfee, this, that, and the third. I said, you got to prove to me that you that guy when you get the number one cover the entire game, that his focus is you, that you going to show to be that guy. Bobby Van Buren, Kavanaugh family, respect to y'all. Your son he's just going to be here. Like but it's not just Bobby Van Buren. It's that entire defense, like I said, that gets that walk the dog where they took a group of dogs, they put y'all in a kennel and said that we're just as good as you guys are, that we there, that we're gonna do what we're supposed to do. Because it's Bobby and Byrne, it's Cullen Brown, again, Ari Allen, Blake Island, their entire defense, because their short stick defensive middies balled out against the Notre Dame. Because you would think you're like, okay, if our attack's not scoring, we're gonna give it to Jordan Faze. Nah, Notre Dame tried to do a few things. They played solid, but Ohio State just played better. Their defense dog walked the entire Notre Dame offense. Where back-to-back national champions, y'all struggling to get to 10 goals. Ohio State defense as a whole, Caleb Fayek, I'm not calling you your dick there. I'm a grown man. I'm not calling another man tasty, but
Yo, I can't believe you said a kennel. That's crazy.
he put the Ohio State defense put them in the kennel. And again, all the nonsense y'all to deal with, your own alumni not even rooting for y'all. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
Ohio State defense walked that.
They got me.
Maryland,
Ohio State got me rooting for them all of a sudden now. I'm like, yo, let's go, Ohio State. That's a big move. Underdog story right here.
Yep. Shout out to the not just Bobby Van Buren, the entire Ohio State defense. Y'all balled out. You walked that dog. You put the Notre Dame offense in the kennel. Shout out to Ohio State.
Yep. Absolutely. And as Shane said, though, it could also be one of those matchup games also where Ohio State matched up well versus
I didn't pick Ohio State to win by accident.
Yep. Mr. Smith, I'm talking to you over there. What we trying to talk about right now, Mr. Shane A. Smith?
Your twin got pumped by Brian. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to address that. Just give me a second. You put your son in a position to be on a pedestal, and now when I say that he needs a little bit of work, you want to come and check me. Check your son. First of all, I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to digress here.
Yeah, you're going to get LeBron up in stick talk, bro. Don't do this.
I don't want that smoke. First of all, I perhaps may have made a couple of judgments about Wagner men's lacrosse. I did a little extra research and a couple other teams that also play in the same vein as Wagner men's lacrosse. Last week, I mentioned the team UMass Lowell. I got to say something about UMass Lowell. 2024. No games won. 2023. No games won. I have a question. Just one question. I don't need to get into the details. I don't need to get into specific. I just need to know something. Do you throw your stick in the back of your car at the end of your season and never look at it again? I have questions. Did you convert some random people on the street to go and be on your defensive line? I got some. I need to know because I'm confused here. I look at your 2023 schedule. Now, bear with me here. Bear with me. 21-12 loss. 11-3 loss. 16-12 loss. 12-8 loss. 16-14. 15-7. 20-4. 21-10. 15-8. 13-10. 13-9. 21-3. And then losing the last game to NJIT. 11-10. I knew it had to sting. I bring this back up. Did you perhaps throw your stick in the back of your car at the end of the season and didn't pick it up again until September? See, I got to do a good job of calling out all of these players, all of these teams to really step their game up. I can't keep watching. I am now the world's greatest and biggest Wagner men's lacrosse fan, and now UMass Lowell fan. I want you to win, but I can't want it more than you.
You're gonna slip into a depression like that.
No. This year. I'm calling it right now. National championship. UMass Lowell versus Wagner.
13 people are showing up to that game.
Yo, wait.
I'm 12 of them.
You saying UMass Lowell played against Wagner this year already?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In
Rematch,
Lowell,
national championship rematch. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Mm-hmm. Next games. 13. I'm going 3-14. Binghamton win. UMass win. U Albany win. UMBC win. NJIT win. Vermont win. Bryant win.
Stop. You are lying to yourself, dog. Stop.
First of all, hold on. You don't see what I see.
I see you're crazy as hell, dog. They are not beating Vermont.
They're beating Vermont. They beat the brakes off Vermont. First of all, excuse me. They bring the brakes off Vermont. It's happening. And we just got to see it through. You don't believe if you're watching this and you go to UMass Lowell, I'm going to tell you right now, no one is a bigger fan than me right now. You can do this.
On drugs.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Drugs.
Put Stephen A. Smith's 1.5 points a game in college stat up right now, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, Albie. They'll be lucky if they win one face-off. UMass Lowell is a freaking – they go through it, man. They're one of those schools that people joke about all the time, and I don't see them doing a lot. They beat Wagner by 1 goal. Shane.
Here's another piece. Here's another piece that I really want to talk about. That was a little fun in games here, but I really want to talk about this. When we look at these schools, UMass Lowell, right? A Wagner, right? Division I programs. There was a little discussion, a little back and forth on Twitter or X as the kids call it nowadays.
Okay.
About why a team like Wagner and why a team like UMass Lowell would be in the position that they're in. And I have to say something. I don't agree. And I don't agree that the reason why that they're in this program is only because of their enrollment situation. I cannot in good conscience sit here and say that this is why they are okay with being good or being not good in this position. I can't agree with that.
Lazy excuse.
I can't agree with that. You know why? If I am the coach at Wagner and I'm going to go and watch a player that plays pretty good lacrosse, and he might have offers, this place. There is no way on earth I'm looking him and his parents in the eye and I'm saying, hey, you want to come and lose almost every game in our conference? the way we've lost every game in our conference last year and the year before and the year before? Do you want to spend 4 years at Wagner losing every game in our conference? You okay with that?
Yep.
And if both the parent and the student athlete goes, thank you, Mr. Sir. I can't wait to ship out to Staten Island to play at Wagner and lose every game. No, they don't do that.
Well,
they don't do that.
They don't do that. And I doubt any coach, any athletic director would be okay with a losing team or not at least have the intent to be winning. So the whole take about they're just doing it to increase attendance, tough take. I don't agree with it. Really.
Tough take.
Okay.
Tough take.
But thank you, Mr. Smith.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you as always. Okay. I want to look at one thing where we could this is our last thing of the day. We're going to relax and take notes on this play right here. It feels like this is a Syracuse podcast today, but I'm going to let Brian bask in his glory. Okay. Take a look at this play right here.
At the end of this third quarter, 2 goals in 36 seconds. And there's another.
That's Joey Spallina. That is a hidden ball trick.
Wow, they pulled
Are
me.
you kidding me? Everybody is looking, including you, including me, and it's an empty netter from Spallina.
So for you guys that aren't watching the live right now or watching the video, Joey Spallina pulled off a hat trick, and the only person he got, I mean, not the hat trick, Joey Spallina pulled off the hidden ball trick, okay, and the only person he got was the person he needed to get, and it was the goalie. The goalie was looking that way, and the ball was that way, and he pulled that thing from about 45 yards out. What a way to do the damn thing, and it's changed the whole momentum of the game.
100%.
Like Brian said earlier, it changed the momentum of the whole game. And I've been a part of the wrong side of some hidden ball tricks. And let me tell you.
It's defeating. It's
very defeating. It's like, yo, there's only one ball in this game and you couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it ended up back here.
And what makes it
what are we doing?
worse, Scott Smith knew he had the ball. He was jumping up and down like this, trying to get his teammates' attention to let him know Joey had the ball. Only person that was paying attention to Scott Smith doing it was Scott Smith.
Yep. That was such a great way to do it. You know, when I see the hidden ball trick, you know, sometimes people like don't flick it up. They just like do that cradle.
Yeah.
But this was perfect, man. Joey Spallina smoked that hidden ball trick. Throw it up, toss it up. And his boy that was acting like he had the ball played
Sammy
that.
English. Yeah.
He needs an Emmy for that. For like the camera had to zoom out because the camera had no idea what was going on, yo.
He celebrated so hard they thought everybody was like Sammy English, and it was like
I was watching that game with my parents actually after we were out getting dinner, and my mom was like, "How come the goalie didn't know where the ball was?" I was like,
great question.
I got a story to tell you,
Isn't it
Mom.
funny when your mom just asks like the most, it like simplifies the game down to a simple question. You're like, I can't explain what this to you right now, but it's actually really hard, believe it or not. And they're just like, why? That's stupid. Why didn't they know? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Mom.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know how to explain this to you, Mom, but it was nice. Just enjoy the art, okay? But Joey Spallina and Syracuse did their thing. And of course, we gotta end with that play right there. You know, Brian is hype as hell right now about it.
5-0.
Brian, I don't know what that brings Brian's record to, but we'll talk about that later. But guys, that is a wrap of this episode of Stick Talk. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter, X, YouTube. You know we love all of it here. Make sure to interact with us. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Stick Talk. It's your boys, Scotty, Shane, and Brian, signing off.